believe that Gunna told.
Man, I don't sit up and play games, man. That man told. You should have went in there and kept your mouth closed.
Politicking, man. Jeff, clean as Listerine, man. Clean as Ivory soap. You feel what I'm saying? I done the time. I did that. That's what you supposed to do. When you go in the interrogation room, that's what you do. He told you, man, we sell the Wayne Carter weed. What the fuck is wrong with you? You feel what I'm saying? No, a statement is this right here. Lineup selective. That's him. He did that. He didn't do that. He did what a taxpaying citizen do. A real street nigga. Kept it solid. Kept it overly real. You feel what I'm saying? Really tried to pull me out the hole.
So we all know this man, Young Thug, has been fighting a RICO charge in court for about a year now. He was locked up with Gunna, a member of his YSL record label. Gunna got out of jail early due to an Alfred plea. During that plea, he said YSL is a gang, which made the whole internet say that Gunna is a snitch. But new paperwork is surfacing showing that Young Thug might have snitched as well.
Picture this, Young Thug, the so-called slime king the streets crowned, sitting in a cold interrogation room for hours, not sweating, not panicking, but chilling like he was at a late-night diner, smoking, eating, cracking jokes, and casually spilling information to the cops like they were old friends. That's the leaked footage that just dropped, and it's shaking the entire YSL case to its core. For the longest time, everybody was quick to brand Gunna as the snitch. But this tape? It might flip the script completely, exposing that the biggest rat in the whole operation could have been Thug himself. And now Gunna is running with it, blasting Young Thug's image and even tying his name to whispers of an Atlanta murder cover-up. The drama is getting wild. This interrogation wasn't some quick Q&A either. It stretched for over 2 hours. Thug sat in custody calm as ever, talking like he had absolutely nothing to worry about. No stress, no lawyer in sight, just vibes. And what makes it even crazier is how this all started. This wasn't even tied to the YSLRICO mess at first. Thug was originally grabbed for terroristic threats at a shopping mall. Cops told him straight up, "We won't press charges if you talk to us." And instead of lawyering up or clamming up, Thug actually agreed to sit down. He refused to sign a statement, but he sure didn't hold back on answering their questions, and that decision alone raised a whole lot of eyebrows. But here's the part that really blew people's minds. Thug looked too comfortable. He wasn't acting like someone trapped in an interrogation room. He was moving like it was just another night out. He ordered food, smoked cigarettes, and even complained about the condiments they brought him. Imagine being so relaxed with the police that you start fussing over ketchup and mustard. The vibe was less suspect under pressure and more cool guy hanging out with his crew. Listen to this.
That's mayonnaise.
Oh, mustard smart.
Mustard, that's what I mean. I'm sorry.
That's mayonnaise, fine. Me, I'm sorry. Can you believe those words came straight out of Young Thug's mouth in an interrogation room? He wasn't sitting there nervous, clamming up like most rappers do when the feds are circling. He was acting like it was just another casual meetup. Cool, calm, and way too comfortable for a man under investigation. But then things took a sharp turn because Thug started dropping names, and that's when the tape got heavy. He brought up Pee Wee Roscoe, a name forever tied to the infamous 2015 Lil Wayne tour bus shooting. According to Thug, Roscoe wasn't just some random dude. He was Wayne's drug carrier and a man who breaks the law every day.
That fool. I'm like, you shy as a man, bro. Well, I don't fucking know, because every day niggas broke a law. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
That's a wild accusation to just throw out there in front of cops. But when it came down to who actually pulled the trigger on that tour bus, Thug got slick with it. He backed off real quick. He told police in so many words, "That wasn't me, I didn't order that, Roscoe acted on his own." Depending on how you see it, that's either Thug being honest, or it's him cleverly redirecting blame to keep himself out of a possible murder-for-hire case. But wait, it didn't stop there. Thug dragged Birdman right into the conversation too. He aired out the long-standing tension between Birdman and Lil Wayne, exposing details about the $30 million Wayne was allegedly owed. He even questioned why Wayne was crying over the money in the first place, cold words for a situation that nearly tore Cash Money apart. And let's not forget, during that same period, fans were already calling Thug the new Lil Wayne because Birdman was rolling him out as Wayne's replacement. That messy crossover alone could have sparked a war in the rap game.
Wayne 70 million, and he owed him 30 million. gave Drake 20 million, Nicki Minaj 10 million. He thought he had an understanding that he paid out the 100 million.
Then the cops switched gears. They weren't just curious about rap beef, they went straight for the lyrics. They pressed Thug, asking if his bars were just exaggerated for entertainment or if they actually reflected real crimes. And Thug, he danced around it. Admitted some of his lyrics were exaggerated, but also hinted that some of them were real-life events. That half-truth made the whole tape 10 times more dangerous because it blurred the line between art and confession, leaving everybody wondering, was Thug just rapping for clout, or was he low-key giving the cops a roadmap to his world? Who really put the battery in Pee Wee Roscoe's back? Who whispered in his ear to go after Lil Wayne? And who stood to gain when rap beef exploded into gunfire? Even though Thug tried to play it cool and deflect in that interrogation, his own words still put Birdman, YSL, and himself smack in the middle of the madness. And now that the interrogation audio has leaked, the internet is on fire. Fans are quick to slap the snitch label on Thug, but the truth, it's way messier than that. Pee Wee Roscoe himself, the very man tied to the infamous tour bus shooting, came out swinging to defend Thug. He said straight up, Thug is clean as Listerine. In Roscoe's eyes, Thug wasn't snitching. He was just following interrogation rules, keeping it real, and trying to help a close friend who got caught in the crossfire. Roscoe even claims the whole audio got twisted by someone who didn't hear the full context. That's a bold defense, considering the streets are tearing this footage apart, frame by frame.
Politics, man, Jeff, clean as Listerine, man, clean as ivory soap, you feel what I'm saying? I done the time, I did that. That's what you supposed to do. When you go to interrogation room, that's what you do. He told me, man, you saying the Wayne Carter weed. What the fuck is wrong with you? You feel what I'm saying? No, a statement is this right here. Lineup selective. That's him. He did that. He didn't do that. He did what a taxpaying citizen do, a real street nigga. Kept it solid, kept it overly real, you feel what I'm saying? Really tried to pull me out the hole. So shit, I don't know, you feel what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to the PR now, y'all don't remember when I was locked up. Now, let me just show you how the PRs and the internet selective politics. You know what I mean? We're gonna keep it real. When I was locked up and Jeff was locked up, we went viral. And they was like, that's the type of friend you want. And he was like, man, Roscoe ain't told y'all the damn thing. Yeah, that's to be there. That's the right thing. You feel what I'm saying? Like all those niggas, everybody is in the state room, in the interrogation room, and they gave statements. You know, we're gonna throw the paperwork party tomorrow. Politics, man, Jeff.
And Thug isn't staying silent either. He jumped on social media to clap back. On X, he wrote, "They didn't play my interrogation video in court because I helped my brother, the Ratware." His point? That the audio wasn't about betrayal, it was about loyalty and helping someone close. But the fans aren't all buying it. Critics are quick to call out the hypocrisy, especially because of Thug's long-running beef with Gunna, who was also dragged through the mud with snitch allegations. The irony here is impossible to ignore. This leak puts a giant spotlight on how razor-thin the line is in these situations. In a world where loyalty is everything, even the smallest bit of honesty in an interrogation can be flipped into betrayal. And when you factor in the YSLRICO context, the tape doesn't just look like casual talk, it looks like potential evidence in something much darker. Some voices online are already pushing the theory that this whole interrogation ties back to a bigger murder cover-up, with Thug's name sitting right in the middle of it all. The murder cover-up angle is what's making this leak so explosive, and possibly even more dangerous than anyone expected. This is where the story turns cold-blooded, because the bigger picture behind Young Thug's case isn't just about rap beef or one random crime. It's about a violent pattern that prosecutors say was baked into the DNA of YSL. For over a decade, YSL wasn't just spitting bars, they were allegedly orchestrating all kinds of dark moves, bodies dropping, dope being pushed, armed robberies, and even straight-up witness intimidation. And the whole time they kept hiding it behind the "we're just a record label" mask. When that infamous RICO indictment landed in 2022, it rocked Atlanta to its core. 28 people tied to YSL got slammed with charges designed to crush the gang's power. And right at the top of that list, Young Thug, accused of being a co-founder and proclaimed leader, running things from Cleveland Avenue all the way across the city. Prosecutors painted YSL as a machine that pulled young kids into a cycle where street crime and music were blurred until they were inseparable. And then comes the human cost, May 18th, 2024, a date that went down as pure tragedy. A young mother was gunned down in a case of mistaken identity, with her 2-year-old child right there in the backseat watching it unfold. According to reports, YSL member Jamal Baker and 2 others sprayed more than 3 dozen rounds into a car they thought carried a rival. But it didn't. Inside was 21-year-old Naja Sapphire Cox, an innocent mom with her baby strapped in, watching helplessly as his mother bled out. The DA's office made it clear. This young lady had nothing to do with gang life, and she was definitely not a criminal. That's heartbreak on another level. But here's the part that makes it even more twisted. The cops believe this whole shooting was sparked by rap industry drama. They're saying it all traced back to Lil Baby filming a music video in the wrong neighborhood, sparking tensions that spiraled out of control. Just imagine that, an innocent life taken, a child traumatized forever, all because of a territorial beef tied to music politics. Jamal Baker didn't just get a slap on the wrist, he got buried under the system. Life without parole plus 65 more years stacked on top, while his co-defendants are still waiting for their turn in court. And this right here isn't just another headline, it's a brutal reminder of how YSL's alleged street operations tore families apart and left innocent lives caught in the crossfire. But here's the wild twist, this whole mess might actually end up working in Gunna's favor. For years, hip-hop circles crowned Thug as the OG, while Gunna carried the stain of being the one who folded under pressure. But with this case now shining a massive spotlight on YSL's violent reach, Gunna has the perfect lane to flip the narrative. If he keeps his hands clean, distances himself from the bloodshed, and shows he had nothing to do with deadly hits, he can quietly rebuild his rep. He can play it smart, loyal, streetwise, but not reckless. And let's be real, image is everything in this game. Media, fans, and perception decide who survives and who fades away. Gunna's camp can spin this. Carefully placed interviews, slick social media posts, and even coded song lyrics could highlight how he came out of the storm without blood on his hands. The bigger lesson? Getting too close to the real action can ruin you, and Gunna could flip that into wisdom, not weakness, while keeping the spotlight burning hot on Thug as the alleged head of a deadly empire. When Gunna walked into court back in late 2022, it wasn't just another legal stop, it was a defining moment for his entire image. He took what's called an Alford plea. For anyone who doesn't speak legal jargon, that basically means, I'm not admitting I did it, but I know the evidence could probably take me down. That's a classic survival move in the justice system, but in the streets and in hip-hop culture, nobody cares about technicalities. To fans, all they heard was Gunna acknowledging something explosive, that YSL wasn't just a music label, it was a gang tied to murders, dope, and violence. That simple statement set the internet on fire and made Gunna's name trend for all the wrong reasons. And this is where the saga stands. Lines blurred between loyalty, betrayal, survival, and image. Young Thug's fate is hanging in the balance, while Gunna just might be playing the long game. The moment Gunna said, "Yes, ma'am," in that courtroom, it became his scarlet letter. Overnight, that 2-word response turned into the loudest stamp of shame across hip-hop. Big names like Boozy wasted no time calling him out, and the internet, they had a field day. Memes, jokes, and nonstop commentary turned Gunna into the poster boy for snitching. Even though legally he never pointed a finger at anyone. That one little clip followed him everywhere, haunting him like a shadow he couldn't shake. But let's really break it down, because the truth is more complicated than the memes. Gunna didn't cooperate with prosecutors. He didn't testify against a single YSL member. His plea was all strategy. Minimize jail time. Avoid testifying in messy trials, and get back to living his life and making music. And guess what? The plan worked. While young Thug sat locked up, reportedly facing harsh conditions, health struggles, and noticeable weight gain, Gunna walked out and jumped straight back into his career. That contrast alone had fans buzzing. Was this about loyalty, or was it about survival? Street code versus legal savvy, the eternal debate. And here's where the double standard hits. Multiple YSL members took plea deals or admitted to gang activity, but none of them got dragged like Gunna. They quietly served their time or dealt with smaller backlash, while Gunna got roasted from every angle. He became the lightning rod, the one everybody pointed at, the one hip-hop media and rival artists used as the example of what not to do. But why him? Because in rap culture, the moment you even acknowledge gang ties, no matter the legal necessity, it's read as betrayal. The irony couldn't be thicker. Thug, the one painted as the real one, stayed behind bars, deteriorating in plain sight, while Gunna, the so-called fake one, walked out and rebuilt. That split didn't just divide fans, it split the culture itself. Some people praised Gunna as a survivor, a smart man who sidestepped a storm that could have destroyed him completely. Others branded him a traitor, swearing they'd never respect his name again. And it wasn't just fans weighing in. This divide shaped how the entire hip-hop industry looked at him. Suddenly, collaborations, support, and loyalty from peers were no longer guaranteed. Gunna was walking a tightrope between legality, loyalty, and the weight of public opinion, and every move he made only sparked more debate. Now let's talk about the career angle, because this is where the contrast between Thug and Gunna really gets brutal. Gunna's plea, as harsh as it looked to outsiders, actually gave him the ultimate advantage. He walked out, went right back into the studio, kept the collaborations rolling, and never lost his momentum. Meanwhile, Young Thug's career hit a wall, slowed down by jail time, health problems, and the nonstop swirl of negative headlines. One artist was surviving and thriving, while the other was sinking deeper into a cycle of personal and legal struggles. And here's the twist. Some fans even started flipping the loyalty debate on its head. If Thug was supposed to be the real one, why was he the one spiraling, while Gunna outmaneuvered the system and came out intact? That irony didn't go unnoticed, and when the leaked interrogation audio of Thug surfaced, showing him calm, relaxed, and dropping names in front of cops, the internet went wild. Suddenly, the narrative got even messier. Think about it. Gunna got dragged for a courtroom admission he made strategically, while Thug faced heat for footage that made him look way too cozy with the police. That's the double standard laid bare. One was vilified for surviving, the other questioned for behavior that could easily be misread as betrayal. The lines between street credibility, loyalty, and legal reality have never been so blurred. And Gunna's camp, they knew exactly what they were doing. Every move after his plea was about controlling the narrative. Carefully chosen interviews, subtle social media posts, and coded song lyrics, all reinforcing one thing: he survived the chaos without betraying anyone. He spun the whole situation into a story of resilience, and plenty of fans respected the chess move. But let's keep it real. Not everybody forgave. Some will never let that yes ma'am moment slide. Still, Gunna positioned himself as cautious, calculating, and adaptable. And in today's rap game, those qualities can matter just as much as street cred when you're navigating the fallout of a high-profile RICO case. And that's exactly when Gunna's supporters started flipping the script, pointing their fingers right back at Thug, questioning his moves, and asking who really broke the code first. So here's the million-dollar question. If Thug is supposed to be the real one, why did it take him longer to face the music? Why has he struggled so much behind bars, dealing with weight loss, sickness, and endless legal setbacks, while Gunna, who walked out early, rebuilt his career, and kept his name hot, ended up catching the bulk of the hate? It doesn't add up, and that's why this debate is still raging. Gunna's yes ma'am moment might have only lasted a second in court, but it branded him forever in the eyes of the culture. Meanwhile, other YSL members, including Thug, escaped much of the public heat, even though the leaked audio showed Thug himself looking mighty comfortable with cops. The questions are loaded and the answers aren't simple, but one thing's for sure: this tension is keeping the story alive. Fans are locked into the debate like it's a heavyweight fight. Artists are dropping subliminal references in their lyrics, and every new headline only adds more layers to the chaos. The saga of YSL isn't just playing out in the courtroom, it's unfolding in the streets, on social media feeds, and through every track coming from both camps. And that's what makes this situation so explosive. It's bigger than just legal drama, it's cultural warfare. At the end of the day, Gunna's yes ma'am moment turned into more than just a courtroom clip. It became a full-blown symbol. A symbol of survival under pressure, a lightning rod for controversy, and the lens through which the entire public is now measuring loyalty, strategy, and street smarts. It shows just how dangerous and complicated it is to move in the middle of a storm like YSL. And it leaves everybody asking the same thing. In the battle between loyalty and self-preservation, who really comes out on top? If you're locked in on this drama, make sure you hit that like button, share this video with your people, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And don't click away just yet. Watch the next video you see on screen for even more wild celebrity drama. See you on the next one.